Again, Ganesh Kumar has trampled the democracy of this country, the constitution of this country, I would say even the parliament of this country, because the election rules were framed by the parliament of the country. Three, he says, constitution is very sacred. Yes, it should be sacred. He says, I purify the electoral rolls. He cannot purify as he wishes. He has to purify as per the law. He said, should I allow those who have died? Ganesh Kumar should be behind bars on this issue. Why did he allow? He was also election commission. Why did he allow in 24th the election of Lok Sabha in 2024 last this Lok Sabha? This is nothing but a mockery of the democracy, mockery of the chair, I will say, mockery of the election commission. By these people. Election Commission is a constitutional body, but it is manned by the people. If the people who are manning this sacred, I will say, institution, those people are responsible, not the institution. He has muddled with the institution. So it is now up to the Supreme Court to uphold its own dignity. In its advice, either the Supreme Court should say that we tendered a wrong advice, or they should say that it was a legal action, but it was told in the form of only request as we respected the institution. So if he, sitting there, does not know how to respect an institution, how to understand the things, then we will take action.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Today, several MPs of the India Bloc parties, including Congress Parliamentary Party Chairperson Sonia Gandhi, protested in Parliament House complex against the Election Commission's voter roll revision in Bihar and demanded its rollback, as well as a discussion on the issue in both houses. Ahead at the start of the day's proceedings, the top leaders and MPs of the opposition, including those of the Congress, DMK, TMC, Samajwadi Party, JMM, RJD, and left parties, assembled outside the Makardwar of Parliament and raised slogans against the government and the special intensive revision of the electoral rolls. But very interestingly, I'm going to show you a tweet put out by the Election Commission of India. And just read this tweet very carefully, because it will show you the real intentions of the Election Commission and as to how Election Commission is treating the SIR issue. Now take a look at this tweet. Now the tweet says, the Election Commission of India questions its critics, saying the Constitution of India is the mother of Indian democracy. So fearing these things, should the Election Commission getting misled by some people pave the way for some to cast fake votes in the name of diseased voters? Voters who have migrated permanently, voters who have got their votes registered at two places, fake voters or foreign voters going against the constitution, first in Bihar and then in the entire country. Isn't the authentic voter list being prepared by the Election Commission through a transparent process the foundation stone for fair elections and a strong democracy? On these questions, sometimes or the other, all of us and all the citizens of India will have to think deeply, going beyond political ideologies. And perhaps the most appropriate time for this essential thinking for all of you has now arrived in India. So Election Commission is trying to become a holy cow, and they are trying to justify this SIR, that is the Special Intensive Revision Exercise in Bihar. And they are trying to project this as some kind of a purification drive. And those of us, or those of whom are questioning the SIR exercise, they are supposed to be raising doubts in the minds of the people. That is what the Election Commission is saying. So joining me this evening is the renowned election data scientist, Dr. Pyarelal Garg, who joins us this evening. So thank you so much for joining. And I'll go back to that tweet of Election Commission, and they are trying to justify saying that shouldn't the purification of the electoral rolls a right cause? It's an honest cause. Now look at this tweet. Now I'll show you this tweet and look at the questions they have raised. That the Constitution of India is the mother of Indian democracy. So fearing these things, should the Election Commission, getting misled by some people, pave the way for some to cast fake votes in the name of deceased voters, voters who have migrated permanently, voters who got their votes registered at two places, fake voters or foreign voters going against the Constitution? First in Bihar, then in the entire country. Isn't the authentic voter list being prepared by the Election Commission through a transparent process? Now, Dr. Pyarelal Garg, I want your reaction on this particular tweet of Election Commission. Is this a tweet which is written by the Election Commission, or is this a tweet whose script has been given by the BJP to the Election Commission? Yes, sir.
Definitely, it is a tweet by the BJP, I will say. I have no hesitation saying, even if Election Commission has made it, the Election Commission says we are purifying the electoral roll. We are purifying the democracy of the country. We are sticking to the Constitution. It is nothing but fake. It is misleading. It is muddling with the democracy. It is not purifying the democracy. Election Commission has closed its eyes to the facts Ajit Anjum has shown. How this so-called SIR. It is not SIR. It is a fake revision. It is not even a routine revision which the ECI, this ECI itself carried up to 24th of June, where it identified 7.9 crore voters, 79 million voters, as per its own when rounded. Now, what is happening? He says, no, should we allow the dead voters? Should we allow the voters who are not there? And here it is not there, somewhere else I read, should we allow the foreigners? They have not been able to identify a foreigner. Ajit Anjum has interviewed many BLOs and specifically asked, have you found any Burmese or you can say Myanmar person, who will say Burmese, or any Nepalese or any Bangladeshis? They said no. Then he asked, how do you identify? They told their parameters for identification. If I will say the foreigners, the non-Indian citizens are not found by the BLOs 1, 2, 3, 4 at different places. How the Mr. Ganesh Kumar sitting in Delhi can say it? They are his agents. This one. Two. When Mr. Ganesh Kumar says, Indian constitution is pure, it is sacred. Yes, it is sacred. But it is sacred for me, it is sacred for you, Nidu. It is not sacred for Ganesh Kumar, of which he has taken an oath while joining the service. Not as EC only, while joining the service. We are all people, when we join an office, we take an oath that we will stick to the Constitution. He is not sticking to the Constitution. I will give you only two examples of it. One, there is a law of estoppel. Law of estoppel means whatever you have stated on the same subject, you cannot go back from it. This is an Indian law, and that Indian law is under the Constitution of India. On 1st of May 2025, this Ganesh Kumar Gupta, in his new initiatives, very well, I will say, publicized by himself, that we are going to do this and that. We are going to certify the electoral rolls by electronic methods. We will verify the deaths and births from the death and birth records under Rule 9 of the Electoral Rule, Electors Registration Rule, 1960. On 1st of May, he says we will verify. We will see from the records, and the 1969 Act of Death and Birth Registration also imposes a duty upon us that we have to do it. Today, and on 21st of June, suddenly an idea dawns upon him that the voter has to prove it, not only his own date of birth, but even of the parents who may be dead long ago. So all these issues show that he has no respect for the constitution. Second, in the election rules, under Rule 8, there is a form number 4, which is supposed to be given by the BLO to each of the family for filling up that form about their number of electors, their date of birth, age, and whatever it is, data. Who is the head of the family? Who are the next members? Who are the voters? Now that form was to be served, but Ganesh Kumar has devised a new form called enumeration form. Ganesh Kumar has no right. Again, Ganesh Kumar has trampled the democracy of this country, the constitution of this country, I would say even the parliament of this country, because the election rules were framed by the parliament of the country. 3. He says, constitution is very sacred. Yes, it should be sacred. He says, I purify the electoral rolls. He cannot purify as he wishes. He has to purify as per the law. Now, what does the law say? And this government itself, because now it has dawned upon them that we should not do it that. Under the Representation of People's Act, the only document for verification which the Election Commission, if at all, seek from the elector to be handed over to the ECI is the Aadhaar card under Section 23(4), subsection 4. Now he has removed the Aadhaar card. Now who is trampling the democracy of India? Who is disrespecting the constitution of India? Who is disrespecting the parliament of India? Ganesh Kumar. Because this is not power with him. He has precisely 11 documents which he has no right to do it. So again, he is trampling the, he is instead in the name of purification, he is trying to, I would say, filthy fight this democracy. He is trying to I would say, erase the face of our democracy. He is trying to put mud on the face of our democracy. So this is darken the face of our democracy. This is false. Next, he says, making it too sentimental. I have been an executive officer. We will never make a sentimental statement. I in the press can make as a Pyarelal Garg. But I, as a surgeon, I, as an administrator, will never make a sentimental statement. I will only state the facts, let the people draw. He said, should I allow those who have died? Ganesh Kumar should be behind bars on this issue. Why did he allow? He was also election commission. Why did he allow in 24th the election of Lok Sabha in 2024, last this Lok Sabha, which Lok Sabha has given the power to for this Ganesh Kumar to be appointed by enactment of the appointment of election commission, chief election commission in India, where prime minister is a nominee and the leader of the opposition there. So that has been framed by this parliament. Now, when there are dead voters, it was 10% in Bihar, dead, not available, and gone, false. 10%. It
No,
means 10%.
already about 84 lakh voters' names have been struck off. So what is left
Yes.
now?
Yeah, that's what I am trying to only explain. Now, if 10% of voters were wrong, Dinesh Kumar himself is responsible for that. Today he is telling I am purifying. He has already purified. I have not made. You have not made those voter
No, but
lists.
Dr. Garg, the recent affidavit which the Election Commission had filed in the Supreme Court, where they said that Aadhaar and Ration card will not be acceptable,
Yes.
then they also went to say that no, we will not verify the citizenship. So if they are saying all this and then they've come out with an explanation like this, what does it show? That have they furnished a false affidavit in the Supreme Court, the Election Commission
Yes.
of India?
No. They have not only filed a false affidavit. It is against the rules and regulations. It is against Section 23(4) of the Constitution of the Representative People's Act 1950. It is against the Rule 8 and Rule 9 of the 1960 rules. So when an election commission, a constitutional authority, is filing an affidavit and challenging the advice of the, denigrating the Supreme Court by challenging the advice of the Supreme Court, saying, look here, you are wrong. I have the right. These three documents whether it is a ration card or epic card or it is a Aadhaar card. These are nothing. These have no value. It means the Supreme Court was somewhere very, very wrong in suggesting these. Even if it was a suggestion, it means it was a illegal suggestion. Why should the Supreme Court do? Now it is involved is in the Supreme Court. Either the Supreme Court agrees that it is the illegal suggestion, or they say no, it is under law. At least the Aadhaar card is under law. To Epic card, why do we say you have issued? If you say your Epic card is wrong, you should be behind the bars. Why should he not be? He is responsible. I have not issued the Chief Minister of Bihar has not issued those cards. The cards have been issued by the Election Commission or by the person delegated by him. No opposition party or ruling party. I will say both. No ruling party, no opposition party, no elector whatsoever has ever issued a voting card. If the voting card are wrong, they cannot be relied upon. It means the elections which were conducted, at least now, because Ganesh Kumar is there, in the presence of Ganesh Kumar as a member of the ECI or as the Chief Election Commission of India. All those elections should be set aside and Ganesh Kumar should be behind the bars because he played havoc with the democracy of the country. He himself is saying, I am not saying, he himself is saying the voter list. Now I show this is the latest he has put up, just 23rd, put up today. Now he says 20 lakh deceased electors reported earlier. Now how does he change? I will show you, Nilu. Earlier he used to say probably. Then in your platform, this word was discussed 2, 3 days ago that he is saying probably. He does not know anything. He stopped writing this word probably. This shows that he has a duplicate face. He has a fake face. He does something else. Let Ganesh Kumar Gupta come and say why did he say probably and what are the factors which have been studied by him now to say that these are definitely dead. How has he identified those probable dead as real dead? Some parameter must have been applied. Na? He has not applied. This is nothing but a mockery of the democracy, mockery of the chair, I will say, mockery of the election commission by these people. Election commission is a constitutional body, but it is manned by the people. If the people who are manning this sacred, I will say, institution, those people are responsible, not the institution. He has muddled with the institution. This institution, the head of this institution, raised by the chief election commissioners, like we know, I somehow it slipped out of my mind. They showed that we are the election commission can do this, but he's not doing. So many election commissioners are telling that he's wrong. Immediately Ganesh Kumar only he's right. Those people who have been the election, Mr.
No,
Dahasa.
but Dr. Garg, Dr.
Huh.
Garg, you've explained this like in your previous interviews also that this is a complete fraud on electoral
Yeah.
process in India. This SIR is a complete fraud in itself. But now the India bloc parties or the opposition parties, they are protesting inside parliament, they are protesting outside parliament, there are protests in Bihar as well. The exposes have happened, the exposes have shown how that fraud is being
Yeah.
perpetrated on people of Bihar.
Yeah.
Now, what option left? If the courts have closed their eyes, they cannot take a suo motu cognizance of what is happening. What is the option left for the India parties? Should they boycott? Now, today, when I was listening to the slogans, they were saying SIR down, down, or they want a rollback. Now, is a rollback possible? And who do you think is going to roll back at the behest of India parties?
No,
What are they supposed
I
to
will
do?
say. And you're right. Neelu, these are the valid questions. One is if I go to the Supreme Court, first, that question. Now, Ganesh Kumar is an individual, though CEC. The institution is Election Commission. Ganesh Kumar is challenging the judges of the Supreme Court, senior judges of the Supreme Court who has advised him. They said, no, your advice is wrong. So it is now up to the Supreme Court to uphold its own dignity in its advice. Either the Supreme Court should say that we tendered a wrong advice, or they should say that it was a legal action, but it was told in the form of only request as we respected the institution. So if he sitting there does not know how to respect an institution, how to understand the things, then we will take action. This one. Now it is not the prestige of the Indian citizen. The first is it is the prestige of the Supreme Court of India, which has been challenged by Ganesh Kumar in his affidavit signed by his deputy.
That's
And
a very
not only
important
that,
statement. That's a very important statement. You have said that the authority of the Supreme Court has been challenged by the Chief Election Commissioner of India, that is Ganesh Kumar. I would want you to elaborate more on this because people would want to hear how ECI is challenging the apex court of the country.
now I will explain. One, the Supreme Court of India, in its own wisdom, instead of directing that look here under 23(4), you are supposed to take only the Aadhaar card. And even if the Aadhaar card is not there, you cannot delete the vote and you cannot refuse to register a voter. However, we are only advising you to take it. This one. So now they have given the advice, standard the advice, but that advice is as per law. That advice is not otherwise. Second, the Supreme Court of India has discussed that the issue of citizenship is in the domain of the Home Ministry. It is not in your domain. He is trying to say that I will check the citizenship, but it will not be cancelled. If my vote is struck down on the basis of my citizenship, Election Commission held that I am not a citizen. That is why my vote has been. So Home Ministry will consider my and without any verification, without any due process of law. So he is doing illegal again. It is again upon the Supreme Court because Supreme Court observed it. These observations in the court have a meaning. Third, the epic card. Why did the Supreme Court say? The Supreme Court say epic card has been issued by the ECI, and Ganesh Kumar also has issued in his tenure. So the now the election, the Supreme Court either should agree that okay, we made just a casual statement, we just made a statement, advised him, though it was illegal, or they say no, it was legal. We were very sober in our words because we respected the constitutional authority. But if he is not coming to the point, if he is trying to trample the democracy of the country, he is trying to trample the parliament of the country, he is trying to trample the constitution of country by saying that I am the only pure person, all others are impure. This is what I say. What do they say? I will quote you one example. One time somebody said, मैं तो सच बोलता हूँ जी, मैं तो सच बोलता हूँ. मैंने पूछा क्या आप आरएसएस के हैं? कहते चलो जो भी, मैं वही बोलते हैं कि हम ही सच बोलते हैं, बाकी तो सब झूठ बोलते हैं. Ganesh Kumar is trying to say this thing. To my mind, his antecedents should be checked, whether he is concerned with the BJP or not. Because a person, even if he may be ardent Hindu, he may be whatever, an officer of the status of Election Commission of India will not do it like that. Nobody will dare to challenge the Supreme Court, and that also illegally challenged. So he has illegally challenged. Now it is upon the Supreme Court to see, uphold the law. If the Supreme Court agrees to his false affidavit, fake affidavit on 4-5 grounds, I have sent another letter now by listing a 23-page letter to the Chief Justice. आज ही मैंने उसका स्पीड पोस्ट कराया कि ये देखिए इन बातों को देखो. उसमें मैं पहले लिस्ट कर दिए पॉइंट यही जो इसमें गणेश कुमार ने उठाए हैं. अब वो बताना होगा सुप्रीम कोर्ट. सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज टू इन्फॉर्म. इट इज नॉट आई, इट इज नॉट यू, वी आर ओनली टॉकिंग. It is the Supreme Court whose prestige are now, I will say, on the street. Why? Because the Election Commission has come out openly. Election Commission has come out openly that the advice tendered by the Supreme Court of India is wrong, is false. I'm not going to carry out that. I'm not going to accept that. Two, he says, this advice amounted me to register dead voters, to register untraceable voters. to register those who have duplicate votes, who are foreigners. It means the Supreme Court of India is trying to denigrate the constitution, denigrate the democracy of this country by passing a wrong order, maybe in the form of advice.
But Dr.
So,
Garg, today this tweet which has been put out by the Election Commission, again, Gyanesh Kumar is doing the repeat of what Rajiv Kumar did. Rajiv Kumar, the moment people started raising questions, he used to say that, oh, these are doubtful minds which are questioning the Election Commission. And a similar tweet now today has been put out by the Election Commission by Gyanesh Kumar, where he's saying that how can we not remove those voters who are doubtful voters? How can we not weed out those foreign voters? All those things which are said in the tweet. It's a very, very
all right.
political tweet which has been put out by the Election Commission.
No, no, no. It is a sentimental tweet. Who says that the dead voter should not be removed? Tell me any media saying that the person who is dead his name should not be removed. Who says? Let Ganesh Kumar come, even with one person of the opposition. Okay, he told me this is in black and white that the dead voter should not be removed. Who stopped
Right.
him? Who stopped him to remove? Who is not, you can say, residing at the place, who has shifted the place permanently? Who has stopped him? Who has stopped? No, permanent shifting also has a catch. Supreme Court has to decide, not the Ganesh Kumar. At two places, people contest election. Modi Saab contested election two places. Rahul Gandhi contested at two places. Priyanka contested. Now, if a person can contest election in Varanasi as well as in Wayanad, person should be able to, because one should be a voter also. So our law says that you can be a voter at one place. If I'm for 6 months, I am somewhere else. 6 months, I am one place. No, I cannot be voter at any place then. They will say, no, you are not. So the ordinarily residence has been defined, the election, and it has been said even if the election commission,
Yeah.
when the person is
So,
there.
but Dr.
So
Garg, towards the end, I'm running short of time. Very briefly, so what does this tweet of Election Commission really show? It again is challenging in a way what Supreme Court has said, and they are again have indicated today through this tweet that they will not listen to the Supreme Court, no matter what.
yes, this amounts to that. Not only that, he's trying to say that I will conduct a dacoity on the voters and you do whatever you like. I will not do SIR. In the name of SIR, I will do forged signatures. Supreme Court has so many issues. Forged signatures are available. Let it be checked up. Ganesh Kumar should be behind the bars on these issues because he is trying to mislead the public. He may say he should, the way he's talking, even it is difficult for me. One, Ganesh Kumar is talking much more than Rajiv Kumar used to talk. Rajiv Kumar used to say, those who leave, those who lose, they start talking. Now he's telling that the opposition is trying to ask me to make the dead persons as voters. This Rajiv Kumar never said it. He's going beyond that. He's going beyond much. He's eating. He's, I would say, cutting more than he can engulf. He's mistaken. He's attacking the Supreme Court. He's attacking all the opposition. He's attacking the Constitution of India. He's attacking the electoral registration rules. He's attacking the Representative People's Act 1950. What is he doing? I have my doubts. He should be a person. We in our situation, if I feel that I am God, I can do whatever. I can feel that I am God, but I have no right to kill anybody by saying that I am God. This is what Ganesh Kumar is considering himself above law, above Supreme Court, above Parliament, above the Constitution of India, above the people of India, we the people of India. So, to my mind, Ganesh Kumar is trying to demolish and trying to fix the last peg in the last nail in the coffin of our democracy. But
Strong
I
words.
I I will give credit to the opposition who have continuously
Right,
for the last 2 days I am seeing are agitating in the parliament. They were
right,
agitated on
right. Very strong words coming from you, Dr. Garg, but we'll have to wait and watch what Supreme Court does on 28th July when this hearing will be on. But The attitude of Election Commission is of complete brazenness. This tweet which
Yes.
they put out today, again, they are raising doubts on those people who are raising questions on SIR. They will have
Yes.
to do a lot of explaining, and therefore we'll have to see what the lawyer of the Election Commission says on 28th of July. Thank you so much, Dr. Garg, for joining. Thank you.
So nice. Thank you.